Welcome to Ocims Retail. For more information, please visit www.ocims.com.my. Ocims Retail provides an advanced all-in-one management solutions that combines the post-terminal, accounting system, approval system online, e-commerce online, procurement, stock management, sales and customer relationship management, in the latest trend with user-friendliness, and subscription web-based software application that is very affordable to all kinds of retail businesses and accessible with any smartphones or devices. Invoice. At the end of the video, you are able to first, view the list and total amount of all invoices. Second, add new invoice document of the clients. Third, print the invoice list and invoice document once approved. Fourth, update the invoice status and approve the invoice. Fifth, search the invoice by key in the correct job code. Invoice. Sales invoice are the online invoicing that is issued by the company to the clients that purchases goods from the company, for the real-time status updates and online approval. From the home page, click Sales icon. Invoice list will be displayed. In the invoice list you can view the previous invoices that have been made. Now, if you look at the amount column, you can view the amount of each invoice. At the amount due column, you can view how much does the client owe to your company. Next, at the date issued column, you can see the date of the invoice being issued. Furthermore, you can view the total amount of invoice and total amount due of invoice for that page at the bottom right. To add new invoice document, please click the plus icon on the right side. Tax invoice form will be displayed. Now, please fill in the form. First, customer name. To do that, you must click the search icon on the right side. Business contact list of client will be displayed. You can add customer name by clicking the add hyperlink at the company name column. The information from the company name will fill up the customer details, telephone number, fax number, attention and GST ID number. Next, invoice number. This section is to select the job code by clicking the select job code hyperlink to add the job code into the invoice number. List of job code will be displayed. You can add the job code by clicking the add hyperlink at the job code column. Next, date. This section is to key in the date of the invoice being prepared. Next, customer order number. Next, term of payment. This section is to choose the term of payment. Example, 30 days. You can add the term of payment at the account code and setting. Now please scroll down and click the Add Item hyperlink to choose the item that clients purchase from the stocks. Stock list will be displayed. You can add the item by clicking the Add hyperlink at Product Name column. The information of the item will be displayed in the description. You can edit the quantity, discount, GST and currency except for unit price that has been fixed. Then, click the Add button. The detail of the item will be displayed in invoice detail. You can also type in the description for the item that doesn't exist in the stock. For example, services. You can edit all of the section including the unit price. Then click the Add button. At the Approved by section, please choose the person within your company who will approve the invoice. You can add the person at User submodule in Setting. And then, click the Save button. If not, click the Delete button. Once you click the Save button, the new invoice will be added in the invoice list. Now, please return to invoice list by clicking the invoice icon. Invoice list will be displayed. To update the invoice, please click hyperlink at the Show Update Status at the Status column. Update invoice form will be displayed. Now fill up the form. First, invoice status. This section is to update invoice status. If there are any changes to the invoice status, you can update here. As an example, you can change the invoice status to full payment received if full payment have been received. Second, date of work done. This section is to key in the date that you update the invoice status. Third, amount due. This section is to see the how much amount that the clients owe to your company. Fourth, payment amount. This section is to key in the amount that the clients paid. Fifth, payment method. This section is to select the payment method, either check or cash. Sixth, account code when the invoice is submitted. To add new account code, you can go to the account code module at setting. This section is to update the account code whether debit or credit when the invoice is submitted. If you sell the goods on credit, the debit will be trade debtors and the credit will be income. 7th, account code when the payment is received. This section is to update the account code whether debit or credit when the invoice is received. Example, you already received the payment from the trade debtors, thus the debit will be bank and cash in hand and the credit will be trade debtors. You can check the invoice submitted or full payment received at General Ledger in Account module. 8. Target payment. This section is to key in the date that you targeting the date of the payment. 9th, remarks. This section is to write any additional about the invoice. Once done, fill in the form. Please click the update button to update the invoice status. The updated invoice status will be displayed at the status details. At the status details, you can edit back the status of the invoice by clicking the pencil icon, or if you want to delete, simply click the delete icon. The invoice will be accumulated and will appear at the balance sheet under current asset. To view the balance sheet, you can go to Summary sub-module at the Account module. Now, please return to Invoice List by clicking the Invoice icon. Invoice List will be displayed. To perform any invoice approval, please click the Pending Approval hyperlink in the Status column. Tax invoice approval will be displayed. At the Approved By section, you can approve the invoice by clicking the Approve button or reject the invoice by clicking the Reject button. Note that, only approver that user select can approve or reject this tax invoice. Once you click the Approve button, the signature, date and time of the approval will be generated by the system. Or you can edit the invoice details that not yet approved in the tax invoice approval by clicking the pen icon at the bottom. Now, you can edit the Add Item and Approver, then click Submit button. Now please return to Invoice List by clicking the Invoice icon. In the Invoice Number column, you can view the tax invoice approval by clicking the hyperlink. Tax invoice approval will be displayed. At the tax invoice approval, you can see the details of the invoice. And you can also print back the tax invoice approval by clicking the print icon at the bottom. Tax invoice approval print version that generated by the system will be displayed. And click the print icon and follow on-screen instruction. Now, please return to Invoice List by clicking the Invoice icon. In the list, you can perform the search function by clicking Search icon on the right side. Search form will be displayed. For example, you want to search for SO1 about sales from stock. Once done, please click the Search button to start searching. The invoice list of your search will be displayed. To print the list of all invoices, please click the print icon on the right side and follow the on-screen instruction. Thank you for watching Ocims retail tutorial video. Have a nice day.